Hello, this is teddygaming and welcome back to another review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TMNT IW issue 29. So, wow, this issue was really interesting, and for the longest time now, for I want to say a couple of months, I haven't been enjoying the older stuff for Turtles as I've been reading it on my channel. But I've been doing like the new stuff, but this issue definitely piqued my interest and really got me back into full swing of things, enjoying comics and everything like that again. And yeah, wow, this issue is just so amazing. I would say sometimes, I would like to get into the negatives first. So my only biggest problem with this issue is that sometimes some of the artwork doesn't really look as good as some of the other times in this little story arc. But that's only like 1 or 2 panels, so it's nothing too major. There's only like a few little panels, so that's my only biggest problem with this issue, and that is just how good it is. So let's actually talk about the actual main story, shall we? Okay, so first there's 2 little stories which I would like to talk about. So there's one which has to do with Dr. Justin Barlow's little doctor's surgery thing, and we also got the Punk Frog story arc. So I don't know which one to talk about first. Let's talk about the Punk Frog one first. So it starts off with Raph asking Casey if he's seen Alepex, and then that leads to him getting into a fight. So Leo tells everyone their job in taking down the Punk Frogs. So Jenica goes into the Turtle lair and finds that Casey and Raph are fighting, and basically more or less tells Casey to just grab his bandana and then punch him. And this all makes up, or helps Raph and Casey make up for their past mistakes and all that sort of stuff. So then the Turtles go and find out where the Punk Frogs are hiding out, and it turns out that they're hiding in this like punk rock place, sort of like where like punkers would hang out and everything like that. So there's no real surprise there because, well, they're supposed to be punkers and everything. And then the Turtles go in fighting, and then they get the other people from their little clan come in fighting and everything like that. Raph asks if they've seen Alepex or Donnie, and then it all goes from bad to worse as Raph wants to arrest all of them for pretty much no real reason. I can understand if he wants to arrest them for burning down the house, breaking and entering, but he can't really arrest them for like forced kidnapping, so I'm not too sure where it's going to go from there. But that's really all it goes from. And then the only other big major thing that could happen with this little story arc is that Carmen could die because she got slashed by one of the Punk Frogs. So there's a little bit of story to that, but like, with Carmen's little death sort of thing, I'm not too sure if she will die or not. I don't think she will, but if she does, then like, I don't really care too much, just because she was just recently added into the comics and she hasn't really had much of an emotional connection with me. So if she does die, then yeah, that's all sad, but at the same time I should have felt a bit more of an emotional connection towards her. So that's really where the whole Punk Frog story really left off. And I've got a feeling that like with the next issue we'll probably be picking up, and because the next issue is going to be the last issue for this little story arc, I've got a feeling things are going to pick up really nicely and going to end up really well, or at the very least I would hope it to end really well, because so far this story arc has been really good and I'd hate it to end on a bad note. But I don't know where this story would really go after they stop the Punk Frogs, because I know the Armageddon games is coming next, but like, I'm not exactly too sure how they could stop it and or end this little story arc and then proceed to go into the next big like story arc or the TMNT history ever. So I'm not exactly too sure how things will be going. So yeah, it's all, yeah, you know what, I'm just curious about how things will be going, but I don't know, I enjoyed it, but I'm sort of just curious to see if it will actually be good or not. Now for the second story, we get Venus de Milo and Dr. Justin Barlow. Now in the beginning we do find out that the Punk Frogs were once originally all humans and somehow had their names from the Punk Frogs, if that makes sense. And turns out that all of them got mutated into frogs when the mutant bomb went off, and then Venus de Milo, or Bonnie, I'm not too sure if she's going to be going by Bonnie or Venus now. Either way, I'm just going to call her Venus from now on. She goes to Dr. Justin Barlow and helps to try and transform into a normal person again, but then it is revealed that Dr. Jess Barlow was trying to make her into a turtle just due to him having a client wanting to turn her into a turtle, but due to things going wrong, he had to, or now he can turn her into a proper human again. And this is where things sort of goes interesting, as Donatello wants to team up with Dr. Jess Barlow to try and learn how to do all these procedures and everything like that, because once again he's a scientist as well. So I thought that was quite interesting, but at the same time I'm sort of just curious, why would Donnie want to work with someone this bad if he's going to look him up, have been experimenting on him and all that sort of stuff. But yeah. So then the Turtles Donnie, Alapex and Shino do break out. They go after Venus de Milo and then break them out. And the reason why that was able to get out is because Donatello communicated with Leonardo through the astral plane, which then he got, was able to communicate with Shredder, and that brought him into the whole building and then stopped Dr. Jess Barlow. So this is all really interesting in terms of where this story could go, as Donnie's finally met Shredder as a good guy now, so I'm really curious how they're going to pick this little story up. So yeah, and this is where things go from bad to worse, as Cersei/Regenta makes her way to New York and crashes into the doctor's surgery and blows everything up. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that Dr. Jasper Barlow is dead, Ground Chuck, Dirtbag, those other mutant double gang of turtles are dead, or if they're not, then I'm wondering how. And I'm also wondering if Alapex, Sheena and Donnie are going to be alive. I would like to say yes, they will be alive for the next big event, but at the same time I feel like maybe 1 or 2 characters may die. I've got a feeling that maybe Sheena might die, and that's just due to there being nothing with her in future covers or descriptions, whereas Alapex and Donnie, they've been shown to be on covers and stuff like that. So I am wondering if Sheena may have died or something like that. So, but again, I'm not too sure, so who knows, maybe something could not have happened and everyone's okay. And also wondering if Cersei is alive as well. I mean, I'm not too sure now, because, well, if she went into that and exploded, I would like to say there's not really much chance of her coming out alive, but at the same time she's a Triceratops and I don't really know much about the species, so I'm not exactly too sure. But yeah, wow, what an amazing issue. This issue is definitely, oh my god, wow, just amazing really. I cannot say any more good things about this issue. This issue is definitely a really good one for continuing on the previous story from issue 128, and hopefully if things go well, 130 will be a brilliant one as well, and really picks up things from where things left off in this issue, and hopefully do answer some of the questions, such as if any of the characters died in the explosion, if the Punk Frogs will be good, if Common actually died. So there's a lot of things which I'm really curious about, and I cannot wait for issue 130. That issue could not come fast enough. But yeah, let me know what you think about this issue in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you not? Did you think some things were good? Did you not? I'm really curious to see what you guys think about this issue in the comments below. But yeah, if you do like this one, please share, like, subscribe and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo. Bye.